Is rape in marriage justifiable or not? Or can a woman say my husband raped me? Does it sound okay?
I call it nonsense.
You call it
nonsense?
Nonsense.
How can she say her husband raped her?
Okay, let's say in a situation whereby you're interested in sex and your wife say no and you just find a way. You force your way out. Is that rape or not?
It's not rape because it's my right.
It's your right?
Yes.
Ah, okay. So, anytime, even though she's not in the mood, you want her to fake pleasure?
Yes, now, you know, it's my right and it's her right also. So, anytime I call her, she has the right to say, okay, I'm ready, anytime, any day. Or did she want me to go outside to go and...
Okay, does that mean you can't even leave her for that day and maybe the other time?
If I'm in the mood, she must also be in the mood.
She's a wife.
Yeah?
You guys should understand each other. If your partner hits you once, would you leave or stay? Let's find out.
How, if my boyfriend hit me once, I can't leave him.
Okay.
So basically, maybe I must have done something wrong, but it's not proper for a man to hit a lady.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or he did?
Yeah. One thing or the other makes him to do that.
Okay, so you think you're at fault for him to do that?
Of
and
course.
What you didn't warrant him to hit you?
Yeah, but it's not really proper. But you know, some men can control their temper.
Okay.
You understand? They don't really like talking much. Some can just do it. But why some will just overlook? But I think that's not the best way for you to leave him.
Okay.
Life is a fragile privilege. Life is God's gift to humanity. Life is a journey, enjoy the ride. Yes, life is a mission to be fulfilled. Children are a blessing from God. They are innocent and vulnerable. Children must be nurtured and cherished like treasure. They are a jewel to be cushioned. Vumelani abantwana bezegimi. Women are caregivers by nature. They need protection and respect. Women are often abused and killed by men who claim to love them. Women are not punching bags. They need love and support.
In Africa as a whole, gender-based violence undermines the health, dignity, security, and autonomy of its victims. And yet, it still remains shrouded in a culture of silence.
Someone on the basis of their gender or sex, which results in physical, sexual, or psychological harm. These acts violate an individual's human rights. GBV is most commonly perpetrated by men against women, girls, and other vulnerable people. However, men can also be victims of gender violence. Who are the perpetrators? Non-partner violence is violence inflicted by someone you do not know well, like strangers, acquaintances, or colleagues. However, violence is generally perpetrated by someone you are close to. This is known as interpersonal violence, which is perpetrated by either a friend or a family member. Intimate partner violence is perpetrated by someone you are in an intimate partner relationship with, a lover, spouse, or an ex-partner. What are the different types of violence? Physical violence is the intentional use of physical force or threats of violence. From a pinch to a punch, any act or threat of violence is damaging, whether the damage can be seen or not. Sexual violence is forcing, intimidating, or even tricking someone to engage in any sexual act against their will. Any sexual act with someone who is unable to understand what they're doing or is unable to consent because of their age, an illness, disability, or the influence of alcohol or other drugs is sexual violence. Forcing a lover or spouse to engage in sexual acts is a form of sexual violence, either called marital rape or intimate partner rape. Sexual harassment is also a form of sexual violence that can either be verbal or physical. It occurs in private and public spaces such as schools, workplaces, in the streets, and on public transport. Economic violence involves denying a person access to their money, economic activity, or other basic needs by either controlling their finances or stopping them from achieving financial independence. All these forms of violence may lead to emotional and physical trauma. Emotional violence can also include verbal abuse, humiliation, and controlling what a person can and cannot do. Emotional and economic violence are as equally damaging and disempowering as sexual and physical violence. These types of violence are often misunderstood or ignored by people, even those we turn to for help, like the police, the courts, and other support structures.
The betrayers of gender-based violence. These are the people that commit the act of gender-based violence. Perpetrators can be strangers. They can also be people whom we know of, such as our partners or acquaintances. The betrayers can also be found in institutions such as our workplaces, where a male boss wants to sexually harass a female employee in order to give her favors, such as promotion.
In Namibia, the two forms of gender-based violence which are most common are domestic violence and rape, which unfortunately affect more women than men. In Zambia, the police recorded over 18,840 cases of gender-based violence, comparing it to the 18,088 cases recorded in 2015, which unfortunately is a 2.4% increase of these violences.
According to a literature review to inform the nation on gender-based violence in Malawi, 25.3% of women between the ages of 15 to 49 have experienced sexual harassment. The same report states that there has been an increase in physical abuse to women during pregnancy. In 2004, the percentage was 5.3%. In 2010, it increased to 6.2%.
Gender-based violence and seizures are emotional abuse and physical abuse. 33% of women have reported being emotionally abused, 19% physically abused, and 3% sexually abused. When it comes to men, 29% have reported being emotionally abused, 12% physically abused, and 3% sexually abused.
If you hear this message, wherever you stand, I'm calling every woman, calling every man. We're the generation, we can't afford to wait. The future started yesterday, and we're already late. We've been looking for a song to sing. We search for a melody, search for someone to lead. We've been looking for the world to change. If you feel the same, then go on and say, if you're out there, sing along with me. If you're out there, I'm dying to believe that you're out there. Stand up and say it loud. If you're out there, tomorrow's starting now. Broken promises, no more call to war. Unless it's love and peace that we're really fighting for. We can destroy hunger, we can conquer hate. Put down the arms and raise your voice. We're joining hands today. I was looking for a song to sing. Search for a leader, but the leader was me. Just go on and say, if you're out there, sing along with me. If you're out there, I'm dying to believe that you're out there.
One of the core contributors of gender-based violence is men's superiority considered as a norm.
One of the core contributors of gender-based violence is the misunderstanding of the LGBTIQ community. Hence, their behavior gets to be taken as non-cultural and ungodly. They are then forced to male circumcision, forced marriage, and forced initiation, amongst other things.
I wanna leave my footprints on the sands of time. Know there was something that meant something that I left.
Impact of gender-based violence. Kids are emotionally affected by the violence happening at home, which build up to them growing up thinking is the right thing to hate and abuse their partners in the future.
I loved, I was healed. I've done everything that I wanted and more than
Violence, HIV and AIDS. Both men and women can be victims to gender-based violence and HIV and AIDS. The risk amongst girls who are sexually abused is highest because they feel a sense of hopelessness due to a lack of emotional and financial support. The World Health Organization found that 16% of these infections could be avoided if women were not exposed to sexual violence.
The hearts I have touched will be the proof that I leave, that I made a difference, and this world will see I was here. I lived.
What do we do next? We incorporate social education amongst local authorities, local newspapers, and local schools. We need to also teach traditional leaders about constitutional rights and how to safeguard the people that they protect and govern. We also need to ensure that healthcare facilities are accessible for people of different ethnicities and also belongings. LGBTI communities and also those that are abused need to be taken care of as you would like to be taken care of. This is our message to you. Pass it on to the next person. Thank you.
We are African Change Drivers. We say no to gender-based